Hey guys, welcome to another video. So, would you believe I did all the match review, I did all the editing, and when I finally took a look at the audio, would you believe it? It came back just the way I said it was before. Highly distorted and sound like a chipmunk. If it happens again with this video, I swear to God, I'm just gonna quit. Look, I'm not gonna quit YouTube. I'm just gonna temporarily stop at this until I'm sure I know what's going on. It might just be my webcam alone being old and broken. Maybe. I mean, I don't really know that much about webcams and stuff. I just believe it. If it happens again with this one, I'm just gonna say it's just basically the webcam acting up, and I just might get myself a new one as soon as I can. Anyway, out of the way, let's begin with today's video. So, today's video, one of the I had planned was to do a storycorps animation review. I mean, not review, a reaction. What is it? Well, the storycorps is basically a YouTube channel with about 242,000 subscribers. They are basically an animation like YouTube channel where they just take people's stories, like people's real life stories, and animate them and post them on YouTube. I really highly recommend you guys check them out. Them and Story Boost animation. Those are just amazing stories about kids and other people just living lives and sharing it on YouTube, trying to raise awareness about stuff. Today's theme, being Veterans Day, is soldiers or soldier-themed videos. One of them is called Traffic Stop. That's the one we're going to be reacting to first. I mean, Traffic Stop isn't really about army and whatnot. It's just basically, I just feel like this is a story I really need to talk about because there's some things in here that, from my scene, don't look all that great. So, we will be reacting to Traffic Stop first, and we will do so in 3, 2, 1, and play. Play. Traffic Stop. Alex Lundy grew up in a middle-class suburb of Denver, Colorado. He is African American, and his parents are white, adopted parents. In 2009, when he was a 19-year-old college student, Alex was severely beaten up by cops. He told his mom about his situation and how it happened. Let's see what
We
happened.
never talked about race growing up. I just don't think that was ever a conversation.
I thought that love would conquer all, and skin color really didn't matter.
It doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things.
Killed you.
Yeah, I was 19 years old.
And then they almost killed him. Great, that's the type of world we live in now, people.
We were being pulled over. The officer explained I had made an illegal left turn and to step out of the car.
So did someone step out of the car?
First. He pats me down, and then he goes around to the passenger side and pulls my friend Addison out of the car.
Addison is white.
Yeah, Addison is white. And
so the cop
had some weed in his coat pocket. So
weed?
He was placed in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's right. You can get arrested for that.
I've already been patted down, plus there's 3 officers on the scene. And I had never had a negative interaction with police in my life. So
until now, of course.
Can I please see a warrant before you continue the search? And they grabbed me and began to hit me in the face.
Oh!
I could hear Addison in the background yelling, "Stop! Leave him alone!" I was
I'd get up and do something. I'd kick him in the nuts. I don't care.
Gasping for air and spitting and blood flying across the grass.
Oh, ew.
And then I hear an officer shout out, "He's reaching for a gun." I immediately started yelling, "No, I'm not. I'm not reaching for anything." And I remember an officer say, "If he doesn't calm down, we're going to have to shoot him."
What?
I could feel the gun pressed to my head. I expected to be shot. And at that point, I lost consciousness. I woke up to
that's kind of good.
Officers just standing around me laughing.
And nobody interfered?
That warrant now, you fucking nigger.
What? They call him a nigger?
I took 45 stitches.
Oh, that's just disrespectful.
Lacerations in my face alone.
Ew.
How did it feel when you finally saw me?
All I remember is involuntarily screaming.
I would too. I'd go up to the cops. I'd do more than that, honestly.
And it wasn't my injuries that hurt. It was just seeing how it devastated you.
My whole world view changed that night.
Yeah. For me, it was the point of awakening to how the rest of the world is going to look at you. I was just another black face in the streets. And I was almost another dead black male.
Oh, man. That's the part I hate about this. Oh, man, okay. Now I'm kind of glad that my camera actually kind of turned off. Okay, I actually had a camera that was supposed to record all this. Turns out I didn't actually record it, so you can't actually see the video like, of this one right now. And I'm actually kind of glad because I have to censor this photo a little bit. Like in real life, I'd have to censor it a little bit. But this is a story I really recommend checking out because it really shows what type of brutality we live in the world with now. Where just black people are now disrespected and punched at just for being a black person. It honestly gets me mad. If I even saw any cop, like I don't care if they're cops. In real life, I feel like me. If I actually saw a black person get beaten up by white cops, I feel like I'd just interfere. I don't care if I get arrested. I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't just stand there, just let it happen. It's just honestly not. It's just too much. Black people getting disrespected is just really terrible. Okay, let's move on to actual war stories now. That was sad. I really recommend checking out these people again because these people do amazing animations and stories. Really, really real heartbreaking stories. I really recommend you guys checking that out. Alright, so the next one we're going to be checking out is called First Squad, Third Platoon. Again, it seems like it's an army film, army story. So let's see what happens here. In August 2005, Lance Corporal Travis Williams and his squad were sent on a rescue mission in Banwa, Iraq. Of his entire 12-person team, only Travis made it out alive? Okay, that's sad.
That morning, we loaded into the vehicle, and I get tapped on the shoulder, and I got told that I need to bounce up to the next vehicle. I said, catch you guys on the flip side, and that was the last thing I ever said to him. Next thing I know, I just hear the loudest explosion, and I see that's my squad's vehicle that got hit. The bomb flipped it upside down and ripped it completely in half, and everything inside of it was just parts.
Ew.
And we gotta wait for the chopper to come recover them. So the guys from the rest of our platoon had to go out there with blankets and cover up these body parts so dogs don't come and grab my friend's arm and have a meal.
Yeah, get off your freeloaders. But
when
ew,
I got
that
back
actually
into
sounds
our
kind of
room
gross.
for the first time, it was just a mess, you know. We had to spend the next couple days just packing all this shit up and mailing it home to their families, mailing their letters that they hadn't mailed, and cleaning up the dishes that they hadn't cleaned up, and there's dirty laundry. It was all I had left of
that sounds
my
sad.
friends. And I knew when I got home that I would meet these guys' parents, their girlfriends, and their brothers and sisters, and it's hard because I feel guilty for being the one guy left.
No, you're not guilty.
I also feel a responsibility.
Yeah, that's better.
I better make sure that everybody knows who these guys were, what these guys did.
Yeah, that's better.
And, you know, I'm most proud of not blowing my head off by now.
That's good.
It's just a whole lot easier if you're dead. But that shouldn't be your tribute to your dead friends. When they're looking down on you, they don't want you to be living in the moment that killed them. You made it. You got home. You should honor their memory by living the life that they didn't get to live.
Yeah, that's the best way to live your life. I mean, if your friends die, you wouldn't want to just let them die for nothing.
Squad leader Justin Hoffman, team leader David Kruger, team leader Brett Whiteman, team leader Aaron Reed, Lance Corporal Eric Bernholtz, Lance Corporal Michael Cifuentes, Lance Corporal Edward August Schroeder, Lance Corporal Timothy Bell, Lance Corporal Grant Frazier, Lance Corporal Nicholas Bloom, Lance Corporal Christopher Dyer.
Yep. Let's pay respect for the people who died. It's really sad, like, losing your best friend. I can't even imagine what type of pain that would be. Because I've never really lost, like a best friend. But I can imagine that'd be just one of the saddest things, like, ever. to like lose your friends and your teammates to just see them one last time, and sometimes you'll see them later only to see them in bits and pieces. That must be really heartbreaking. I can't even imagine what type of pain that must feel right now. Alright, so next one we're gonna be reacting to is The Nature of War. This, I think I may have seen this one before, but I don't know, to be honest. But, let's just, see what it is, and, let's just hope that this won't be that depressing, even though it's a war story, so yeah, it'll probably be depressing as all heck. So, yeah, let's, get into it and, see how depressing that, this story can be. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. In 2005, Specialist Justin Gillibrand deployed to Iraq with the Oklahoma Army National Guard. While serving in Baghdad, Justin befriended a group of neighborhood children. At storycorps, Justin told his wife, Deanne, about 2 Iraqi boys who made a lasting impression.
One day, we saw this child walking through the compound. His name was Ali, and he did not want to talk to us.
As opposed to a lot of the other Iraqi kids that you encountered.
Yes, he was very shy. And
Well,
the
I can
second or
relate.
third time that I met him, he brought his best friend Ahmed, and Ahmed
Ooh,
was much more outgoing.
Yeah, that'd
And
probably be
so
me. I'm not
Ali
quite
really
that
opened up.
outgoing a whole lot, but I'm starting a little
And
bit more
once I
outgoing.
met these children, it made every day something I looked forward to.
Oh, that's
We would
good.
play rock, paper, scissors. We would kick around a soccer ball. We
Aw,
were about as close as people that don't speak the same language can be.
aw, that's
I had
cute.
never been really good with children, and this was the first time I felt like I loved someone who wasn't my family member. But one day, Ali showed up, and I could tell something wasn't right.
Uh-oh.
He kept saying, Ahmed, Ahmed, boom.
Uh-oh.
We learned that Ahmed and his mother went to the gas station, and a suicide bomber detonated.
Oh.
Ahmed's mother is dead. She died instantly.
Aw.
And Ahmed is in a hospital somewhere. And so other soldiers and I collected what cash we had and gave it to Ali and said, go take this to Ahmed's father. But later, I saw Ali walking up very slow, and
Aw.
he sat down on the curb next to my Humvee. He dug a hole in the ground with his fingers. He picked up a rock and put it in the hole, and then he put the dirt back over it.
Aw,
And
he
he just
died.
pointed to the ground and said, Ahmed.
Didn't
And
make
I
it.
knew that Ahmed was dead.
Aw, that's sad.
And so I sat on the curb with him, me in desert camouflage, carrying an M4 rifle. And him, just a North Baghdad kid, just sat there and cried.
Aw.
I don't know what came of him. That's the nature of war, I suppose.
Mm.
But whenever I see any footage from Baghdad, I'm always kind of looking around, wondering if he's in the frame.
He never saw him again. Aw, that must be sad. Ahmed, 1993 to 2006. Aw, that's sad, really. Like, that's like the worst part of a war. It's not just about the soldiers who died, it's just about like the innocent civilians who also were in the war. Like in this story, the Iraqi kids and citizens, they're like the worst part about the war, because it's not just the soldiers who are affected, it's also the citizens, the innocent bystanders, like the natives who live there. They're also affected because they can get killed by bombs that we left there, bombs that other people left there. They can die in the shooting. It's just, honestly, it's just sad. It's not just the soldiers who also die in war, it's also the civilians and innocent bystanders that we don't even, give a second thought about, that we also don't really remember, because they died too. They were also in the war too. They didn't want to be, they were just in it. It's honestly one of the saddest things. Alright, 2 more to go, people. One of them is called The Last Viewing, and I can already tell it's gonna be pretty sad. So let's just check it out and see what happens here. 3, 2, 1, go. The Last Viewing. Yeah, this one's gonna be pretty sad. Alan Ho was a combat medic in the Vietnam War, one of the worst wars ever. Continuing that legacy of service, both his sons joined the military. Alan's oldest son was killed in action in Iraq. Later that year, Alan visited Washington for Memorial Day ceremonies at the Vietnam Women's Memorial. There he met Paula, an Army nurse that just got back from Iraq. Memorial Day.
I thought it would be great to welcome these young trauma nurses with some special Hawaiian lei. And I saw this Army nurse come walking up the path. And I said, here, this is a special gift from me to you. And she put her head down so I could put the lei over her shoulder. She noticed the button that I was wearing on my chest. Then she just put her finger on it. And she said, I know him.
Oh, she knew him.
And I said, how do you know him? He was my son. And she said, I was the trauma nurse at the crash unit where he died.
Ooh.
And she said, I will never forget that face. Both of us kind of looked at each other and we started crying, and I gave her a big hug.
Aww.
But I could sense that something was bothering her. And I thought she may have sensed that my family might have been disappointed at the fact that our son, his life could not have been saved. And I said, I want you to know that my son was a warrior. He absolutely recognized all of the risks that were involved.
Aww.
She cried and she said that as the head trauma nurse, one of her tasks was to prepare his body for his men to have a last feeling. And she said that she tried to close his eyes, but as she went to press his lids together, they always would come open just a little bit. And she said that had bothered her all this time. And I looked at her and I laughed. And she kind of gave me this puzzled look. And she was like, I'm curious now, why are you laughing? And I said, my son would sleep with his eyes partially open. His men, when
that's kind of
they were
funny.
in combat, they were never certain what they could do when the lieutenant was sleeping, because they never knew if he was sleeping or he was just awake watching what they were doing. And I said, the simple fact that you shared that story with me totally convinces me now that you are with my son at the end.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, I never have to wonder about those last final moments.
Aww. And that's actually kind of sweet. Nainoa Ho. August 28, 1997 to 2005. Oh, that's actually kind of sweet. Like the nurse, how convenient is it that the woman that he met there, that he went there to honor his son, and how coincidental is it that the woman that he met there was the nurse that was actually with his son when he died? You can't get any more convenient than that. Honestly, that's actually kind of sweet, really. Alright, last one. Tom's War. This is a newer one. At least newer, and a newer looking one. It was uploaded last year in September 2017. The animation here was a little bit more crisp and more vibrant, much like the police story we first saw. So this ought to be interesting. So let's check it out. Let's see what happened in Tom's War. Tom's War. Tom Geary served as an Army medic during the Vietnam War from 1969 to 1971. Great grandmother. Vietnam.
What was the biggest change about you from Vietnam?
I was not really worried anymore about
Oh,
being
so he's
socially
Tom.
acceptable. From the day I got out, I didn't shave or cut my hair for probably a year. And people that I knew before I left, even some of my cousins, didn't think too much of me after I got back. So I took a long bicycle trip.
Went off and got by yourself.
Yeah. I rode straight north up through Minnesota, cut across and rode all the way to the West Coast. Took me about 6 weeks.
Do you
So you
think
spent
that
6
you
weeks on
sort
the
of
road?
healed from Vietnam on that trip?
It helped a lot. But really, I actually didn't heal from Vietnam till quite a number of years later.
No,
I
of
had
course
a
you don't.
janitorial business.
No one can actually really
I'm
like
doing
forget about that.
floors at Sears.
Oh, a janitorial job.
They had a Vietnam movie on there.
Oh man, fresh
And,
memories, eh?
Something just broke,
Broke? What do you mean?
and I cried. I sobbed like a baby for a couple hours
Oh,
while I was finishing them floors. Just sobbed like a baby
that's sad.
because it was several good friends I lost.
Oh, you actually sound kind of
It's
sad.
just too much devastation that I saw there. Just too
Aw.
much hurt. And I really didn't plan on coming back.
I'm glad you came back.
Too.
Oh,
Me too.
that's sad. Yeah, that's the thing with the Vietnam War. Not many people like actually came back. Many of them that died on that war that we didn't really necessarily need to be in. And many of them that came back, many of them that did come back, went the same as they were before. Many of them were broken and crazy and just lost all sanity. Many of them didn't even act like their old selves. My father actually lost quite a few of his good friends during the Vietnam War, so he can kind of relate to this story a little bit. So yeah, that was all of storycorps army themed things I could find there. This has actually been quite depressing, and I actually almost cried. I can almost actually kind of feel the water in my eyes a little bit. So that was depressing. So yeah, that's storycorps army themed videos. So that's just about all those I could find. Um, if any of you have any stories to relate to, then let me know. Or share in the comment section below. Actually, be kind of interesting to hear what type of stories you guys have on this day. So I'm gonna go spend Veterans Day with my father, even though he's not really a veteran. He was just in the Navy. Either way, still a good way to spend a good holiday like this. So with that out of the way, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button, comment, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Till later, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.